Cuneen presenting on the ticket system.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm going to be presenting today on our annual ticket report. So just some background, the ticket system is a product
Can
of...
I move the phone, please? Thank you.
The ticket system is a product of Griddium software. It was brought into RIOC, purchased in 2019, and this system acts as a central repository for all of our work orders, primarily for our grounds, maintenance, PSD, transportation, and communications teams. So this has both an external part of the system and an internal part. The internal part is used by our department heads to create tickets, essentially work tasks for their departments, and then for their personnel to carry out and complete. The external component of the system allows for community members, members of the public to submit ticket requests, concerns. If they see, for instance, a branch that's fallen down, they can report that, they can take a photo and upload that into the software, and then it will get triaged and rerouted to the correct department. Juji, our Assistant Director of Operations, manages the back end of the ticket system and helps provide that service every day. So far, over the past 5 years of this ticket system being implemented, we've experienced streamlined organization of tasks, increase in department effectiveness, proactive preventative maintenance plans. We track tickets that are trending, so as they come up periodically, we'll institute preventative maintenance plans for either the facility, the equipment, or the park, whichever that may be. We also experience a decrease in process time, so we're able to address tickets a little bit more quickly. We have increased tracking mechanisms and documentation of certain areas, so if there is a consistent trend that's appearing, we can elevate that and discuss it at a higher level if it needs further attention outside of what the department can handle. And it also has provided us with a database approach to better analyze our operations and our performance. So over the past 5 years, starting in 2019 when the system launched, we experienced an intake of approximately 456 tickets. That has grown exponentially year over year. Most recently, in 2023, we received approximately 5,000 tickets. I understand 5,000. Do we arrive right on the nose? Yes, we double checked these numbers about 15 times. I asked Judy to go back and check, so it did actually end at 5,000. I'm as surprised as you are. But as you can see, we've experienced quite the increase in usage of the system, which is great because it really shows our staff's commitment to leveraging that software to better enhance our operations, make better use of our staff's time, equipment, and really to keep everything looking like it's in good shape. So we also broke down our resident and internal tickets. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, it's an internal and an external facing software. So we broke these two components out because we wanted to show the difference there. So starting with the resident tickets, as you can see, starting off in 2019, we had roughly 64 inquiries from residents, and then year over year we've seen an increase, slight decrease in 2023. We also track our closure rates, so to define closure rates a little bit more clearly, when a ticket is closed out, what Juji will do is he'll go back in the system and he'll see how long that ticket has been open. And from that, he'll take an average of all those closure rates for all the closed out tickets, and from there we're able to establish what our average is for that. For internal tickets, also as you can see, our department's really committed to using that software to their benefit to better assign personnel. It's also great to have the feature of taking photos because we can show before and afters of locations, of equipment. If a staff member is struggling with maybe a piece of equipment, they can take a photo, show that to their supervisor in real time, and then they can address that. So it's really sped up our operations. As you can see, our closure rates for the past 5 years for residents is approximately 99%, and for internal tickets, approximately 98%. So resolution time, this plays into the closure rates like I mentioned before. We broke this down into days to make it a little bit more palatable. So in the beginning, starting off in the system, we had a resolution time of approximately 7 days. That's how long it took us to resolve a ticket. 2020, it increased slightly to 7.7 days. 2021, it increased substantially to 13 days to complete a ticket, but if you remember from the previous slide, that it was also the year that we received, I think, almost 1,500 more tickets than the year before. So we were dealing with a significant more workload than the year before. And then in 2022, we were able to reduce that time to 12 days. Teams were really focusing on internal preventative maintenance initiatives and making sure that they're assigning staff to each and every ticket and addressing them proactively. And then in 2023, we experienced a decrease to the average ticket time of 4 days, which was really a testament to the staff's hard work and attention to addressing those tickets as they were assigned. We took the time to analyze 2 of our main departments that are heavily utilized in the ticket system, and that's our maintenance team and our grounds team. So I'll start off with our maintenance team. They're responsible for handyman repairs, so light bulb replacements, concrete patching, Z-bricks, managing our HVAC equipment, fire extinguishers, things of that nature. So a lot of building equipment. So starting off with this team, so we look at their total tickets have increased substantially over time, starting out with 41 tickets, and then you can see going all the way up to 2,000 tickets in 2023. We do track their closure rates as well, so ending in 2023, their closure rate really went up to 99% from years past where they were around the 86%, 87% range. And for maintenance, sometimes a variable that we have to consider with this team is that they are waiting for a part to come in. Sometimes if a certain ticket that's been put in needs an outside vendor to have them assist in getting that completed, that's outside of their control. So we try and keep that in mind when we're looking at these numbers. But still a very great percentage for that team, and really proud of the work that they've done. For the grounds department, so the grounds team also really very heavily committed into the system. They've received, I think, the most tickets within the ticket system. And their tasks include everything from mowing the lawn, removing garbage, cleaning comfort stations, snow removal. So big thank you to them for all the work that they did yesterday and will likely do on Friday. So starting out with the grounds team in 2019, we had roughly 333 tickets, and then ending in 2023, where we had a little over 2,500. Their closure rate, you'll notice, is a little bit higher. The nature of their work, they can usually close out tickets within a day. So going and cleaning an area usually can take a day. If it's a larger area, maybe 2. So they're less reliant on parts, less reliant on outside vendors. They're usually able to tackle their tickets relatively quickly. So a truly great job by the grounds team. And lastly, I just want to say thank you to all of our teams that are involved in the ticket system. Thank you to the community for submitting your tickets. It allows us to be proactive and address your concerns. Thank you to Judy for putting together the numbers and the stats. And please continue to use the ticket system. We'll put the scan code if you'd like access to that, and you can follow the steps there.
Thank you, Mary.
Mary, I have a question.
Sure.
Yes.
I have a question. In the grounds, do you have enough people in the grounds to cover the number of tickets we're getting?
The team has been able to mobilize the staff effectively to meet the needs of the island. We currently have 2 vacancies that we're actively interviewing for.
Okay. How do you, if I can just ask an operational question, how do you schedule work? And do you take work in order of health and safety priority, or in the order it comes in, or what? I'm asking.
So normally if it's a health and safety issue, obviously we try to address that first. We also have gotten into a good rhythm of what the needs of each season will bring, what the needs of certain times of the year. For instance, we know during the spring and summer months we'll need to have more of our crew members here on the weekend to better address any waste that's going to have an increase most likely throughout those nice months. And then in the winter, obviously, we have to plan for snow removal, ice mitigation, and those things. So we do try to address health and safety issues first. So.
Mary, are you confident that your reporting system is accurate, that your people are checking off and signing off on stuff, so that you can keep accurate track of what's going on?
Sure. So we have our department heads. They're actively in the field, so they are with the team members majority of the day. So as the team members are checking off tickets, our department heads are actively going out there to check up on. It's a big practice for us to have the personnel include pictures, so they'll include a photo documentation of the ticket being completed, so that way the department head can see that visual and then also a cross-reference.
Thank you, Mary.
And just curious, 2 out of how many? What's the total staff?
Total staff is 10.
Okay, and so there are 2 vacancies out of the
It's
10.
2 vacancies, right?
And you're hiring 2 more.
Yes, we're looking for 2 more. So if anyone knows anyone would like to be a groundskeeper, please have them apply.
Is there a way of showing trends and tracking numbers available on the RIOC website so that the public would have a better idea of what the activities are and where, and I don't know if you wanted to highlight problem areas or areas of concentration.
Yeah, we can definitely look into that.
And this is distinct from constituent services.
Correct.
Okay.
We'll get to that, yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, is there overlap, or are we gonna?
There's no overlap necessarily in the data that we have. The constituent service department operates separately, although we're doing a lot of the same functions at the ticket system. We're just putting it in a personal face and offering the community an opportunity
Okay.
to speak directly with
So
them.
we'll hear from you separately.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have one more question.
David, yes?
Is it too soon to be talking about, do we have a summer jobs program?
Oh, the seasonals. Sure, I can check with HR on the status of that, but yes, we normally do post seasonal roles, and we'll have to discuss the finances with Drew to make sure we have that available in the budget.
And usually in the summer, you hire teenagers. Are we still doing that?
I believe it's 18 and above. I believe it's 18 and above. Youth center might be different.
Well, I remember in the past, they were high school children, for the summer.
Okay.
We'll look into that. It's a good
Which
idea.
would be nice to hire
Yeah.
some of our teenagers. And the QR code, where might our residents get the QR code or find it? Is it on our site?
I believe it is.
It's on the RIOC website. We also periodically send out notices, advisories, reminding people about the ticket system and how to sign up for it. And there is also signage on the island with the QR code that you can scan as you're walking by PSD or 534.
Okay, great.
And then there was one more update the mayor wanted to give that actually relates back to sort of what Cy was talking about, but Hardesty in Hanover.
Yes, so Hardesty Hanover, they are an engineering firm that RIOC had previously had a contract with, beginning back in 2017. And they assisted with the aerial tram and the oversight of HOMA, their operations, reporting, long-term overhaul projects, cost analysis, things of that nature. So we are interested in working with Hardesty Hanover again, not only because of all of their expertise, over 130 years of infrastructure engineering experience, but also because of their familiarity with, especially with the tram. So they worked as a consultant for Tomasetti when they had the larger overhaul, I believe in 2010, and the structural renewal and equipment upgrade. So they have a vast understanding and knowledge of the tram system, how it operates, and its equipment. So they'd be very well suited to help us in that
So
endeavor.
POMA is presently managing it,
That's right, yeah.
presently.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, well, I think we should give this company a chance, for sure.
Absolutely, and like Mary said, they were with us for many years, and there are, various matters that we would like to consult them with currently, so. We just wanted to present this now because this will most likely be presented to the full board at the next meeting.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the residents are gonna be very happy.
Yeah.
Because we've had so many questions and problems.
Do we have to do any kind of bidding process or? Do we have to do any kind of bidding or anything like that with these people? Can we just hire them direct?
We're looking into that, but there was already a previous contract in place, and it expired, so we're looking at renewal options. All options are on the table, I would say, at this point. But we'd like to get them on sooner rather than later, considering there are pressing issues with the tram.
Well, what about
Are they,
considering
on the
others?
list of approved contractors?
OGS vendors?
English?
That's a good question. Their expertise is very, very specific, so I don't even think there is an OGS list of approved vendors for this sort of work. It's very, we need them for radio frequency engineering expertise, for instance, so it's very highly specialized. Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to be discussing the tram separately.
That was not on the agenda for this meeting, but it was just a quick update that we wanted to get in there.
Okay.
Well, I think that is something that the residents here would, basically would like to have a little, I guess synopsis on, that we are working on changes.
Yeah,
And I know that I personally, as a resident, would love to hear
more
know,
about,
what's going on and as soon as possible. I was hoping to have
Understood.
that today, because it was on the original, agenda, and, so if we can do that as soon as possible.
understood. And if there's one small update for today, it's that the North Cabin is back in service.
Already?
It is, yes.
Well, I had some questions on that also. Big questions on the northern,
Maybe we can say that for
residents.
after the meeting, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mary, as well.
So,
The next presentation is gonna be from